minutes. That's how fast it started, from literally nothing to something with 60-mile-an-hour winds. Let's take a look there at your radar. A lot of wind speeds with this one storm. It developed fairly quickly, and it's moving over the Lakeland area. It's kind of half in Shelby County and half in Fayette County. If you are in downtown Memphis, this storm is not really impacting you right now. No, there's fireworks pretty much all over the Mid-South, but our main concern is your safety tonight. With 60-mile-an-hour winds, that's definitely something that you want to make sure that you are being cognizant of, because it could definitely cause some damage here. Now, I will say that there is a nasty shelf cloud over the Bartlett area, which is the tail end of this storm. So right in this area, right near Lakeland, if you know anyone that's outside, we stepped outside earlier and we could see people are still shooting fireworks off in this weather. If you see this type of a dark cloud kind of looming over, you need to take cover, go inside. There's plenty of lightning involved with this storm as well. This is a very serious situation. We're talking about people outside enjoying the 4th of July weekend, but this storm has developed very quickly, and it is definitely a very strong storm that is moving between Fayette and Shelby counties. As of right now, our main concern is that wind speed. We're looking at wind speed up to 60 miles an hour here in Shelby County, and I'll put a loop on for the last 45 minutes so you can see exactly where I'm talking about. The storm kind of developed very quickly, and it came in from the west, and next thing you know, they issued that severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-an-hour wind. It's definitely something that we're keeping our eye on, and this is happening once the sun goes down. Now, a lot of times we lose some of that stability, what we call it, that causes the storms to kind of increase in size, and we call it growing. That means that the storm is strengthening. We don't want that to happen. So the sun is starting to go down. There's still a few peaks of sunshine all around the Mid-South, but we want to make sure that it's very clear. This storm is causing 60-mile-an-hour winds once again here in Shelby County, and there's a severe thunderstorm warning for Shelby and Fayette counties until 9 o'clock p.m. If you know anybody that is outside right now shooting off fireworks, you need to tell them to get inside. There's a lot of lightning in that area. Definitely a few rumbles of thunder. If you hear thunder, go indoors. The rule that we tell the kids when we go on our school visit: if it roars, go indoors. Follow that rule. That'll keep you safe from any lightning strikes that happen at all. Let's take a full screen look at your storm here. It looks like it is on the outer loop of 269 and I-40. The Wolf Chase area definitely getting some heavy downpours right now. Lakeland for sure getting some downpours. This is a tool that we use to see if we're looking at any hail in the storm. As you see those little purple dots on your screen, that shows us there is some hail associated with this storm right now. Heavy rainfall is also falling. So that's another thing that we've noticed. Sometimes these pop-up storms pop up. They create a lot of hail in the area and a lot of heavy rain. And even though, you know, during this time of summer, it's so hot outside and we start to talk about things drying up like the Mississippi River last summer, we need the rain ahead of the hottest part of the year. And we're just now getting into July. It's just July the 2nd. But we don't want you all to be caught under one of these when you're looking at very heavy rainfall. This is a look at what we call our radar with hail. So we look to see if there's any hail that's indicated, and it looks like there is some hail right here south of Braden, near Braden Road in Longtown as well. So we'll also put a hail path on to see, and it does look like it is picking up some hail, some good sized hail there in Millington as well. So definitely some hail associated with this storm, 60-mile-an-hour winds as well. The storm picked up and it just increased in a hurry. Unfortunately, it looks like it's not really weakening either. So if you're in this area, I'm going to call out some town names so that you all know. Definitely Oakland, Hickory, Wythe, Eads. Once again, you all got it pretty bad last week as well. Griffin, Feathers Creek, Powers. This is all along Highway 64. So definitely want to make sure that you are in your safe place at this time, just because it is 60-mile-an-hour wind. So if you have any trees that are just kind of hanging out on the ground right now, still needing to be picked up from the storms that went through earlier last week, literally 7 days ago, those will blow around. So I know it's not a tornado warning, but we do want to make sure that you're safe and away from those windows. That's the best thing we can tell you. With 60-mile-an-hour winds, any loose limbs will be blown about. So go ahead and get in your safe place if you are in that area, especially along Highway 64 near Eads, Hickory, Wythe, Oakland. There's the latest scan there. The worst part of the storm, there's two main cells with these storms that I'm looking at, and then in Shelby County, Lakeland right now looks to be the worst part of the storm. Arlington, you're getting some heavy rainfall right now, but in this Lakeland area, and I'll draw a circle on your screen here, that really tells the story of these storms. Definitely some possible hail, heavy rainfall, definitely some lightning involved there. You can see the lightning strikes on your screen. Definitely want to give anyone a heads up that they are out there. If Lakeland is having a fireworks show, tell them to go inside and wait it out for at least 25 or 30 minutes, and I guarantee the storm will be out of your way. But if you're in Lakeland or if you know someone in Lakeland, tell them to go inside. This is definitely a serious situation. We were talking about 60-mile-an-hour winds with a severe thunderstorm, and that is on top of everything that we went through last week with these storms that came through. That was more around 80-mile-an-hour winds, so the wind speeds are not nearly as bad as that. However, still, if you have any limbs outside, those are definitely going to be anticipated to be blown around with 60-mile-an-hour wind. Now, also good news is that they canceled that severe thunderstorm watch that was in effect for the entire Mid-South. That expired at around 7:45 this evening. So the watch is canceled, but this storm just picked up and it increased and it became very large in a hurry. And this is what happens during this time of the year. You think that everything is fine, and then there is one of those pop-up summertime showers that happens and definitely causing a lot of rainfall and some possible hail and high winds. That will be our main concern. This is going to be happening pretty much every afternoon and evening for the rest of the week. So just keep that in mind as you plan your week. I know the 4th of July is approaching. By the time we get to 4th of July on Tuesday, we will still be looking at these afternoon showers and possible thunderstorms as well. So once again, if you're in Lakeland and Oakland, make sure that you are in your safe place. Just go ahead and get away from those windows to be in precaution. As of right now, it looks like there could be some small size hail associated with this storm and definitely 60-mile-an-hour winds. Now, when the storm was first issued for a severe thunderstorm warning, they shaved off just a little bit. They cut it back. So if you're in downtown Memphis, this storm is not impacting you. However, if you are in Lakeland, Bartlett, anywhere like that, you're definitely seeing some high winds. You're seeing that big dark cloud kind of rolling on in from the west, and that is that storm that is happening. Also, if you live in Eads, this is a heads up for you all. This storm is headed your way. Once again, you're looking for high winds. Right now, we're not seeing any rotation, which means that you're not really worried about tornadoes happening. But still, with winds upwards of 60 miles an hour, you definitely want to make sure that you're away from the windows. You never know when you can see a trampoline flying about, and you don't want to be caught looking out the window at that. Let's put on some more of our tools that we use here to determine what kind of storm we're looking at and how bad it is. And in fact, I'll just kind of give you a wide view of what we are seeing right now, because I know a lot of people are probably dry. And as you can see, half of Shelby County not even included in this severe thunderstorm warning. And most of us around the Mid-South are dry. This is just one of those rogue pop-up thunderstorms that happen, and it is at the tip of Shelby County. So Arlington definitely getting some rainfall right now. This is headed towards Mason, Galloway, Arlington. You guys are already seeing the storm. Like I said, the worst part of the storm right now in the Lakeland area. And I'll zoom in just a little bit. So if you are in Hickory, Wythe near Cherry Road, as well as Donaldson Road, Norse Road, or Riverdale Drive. This is all along Highway 64. This storm is traveling east, so if you're on Highway 64, this storm is going to be headed that way. Definitely want to make sure that you are being weather aware then. Once again, this severe thunderstorm warning expires at 9 o'clock tonight. So as of right now, the National Weather Service is saying that as the storm approaches Arlington, it is increasing in intensity. And as it gets into Fayette County, you could be seeing some damaging hail. So you definitely want to make sure that if you're in Fayette County, this is a fair heads up for you that this storm is increasing in intensity. So this Lakeland part of the storm is headed towards Arlington. So you want to make sure that you are using good judgment. If you're outside, if you know someone who might be getting ready to shoot off those fireworks, This is not the time for that. I would probably wait at least another 30, 45 minutes to get those off, and then the storm will be out of here. So you won't have to worry about it. But until then, you need to make sure that you are watching particularly for those high winds. So if you're in Oakland, heads up, definitely the storm is headed your way. So Arlington, the storm will be there at 9:06 p.m. Galloway at 9:17 p.m. As you see from our radar, it is indicating maybe hail that is greater than an inch. So that is definitely something that is concerning. Definitely want to make sure that people are inside at this time, because if you're outside trying to get those fireworks off and you have hail that's falling, that will be dangerous. That is severe size hail, and wind speeds right now indicated from the National Weather Service moving around 60 miles an hour. Their radar is also saying that the hail could be greater than an inch. So definitely want to make sure that you guys are safe tonight. Once this severe thunderstorm warning is expired, then we will return you back to Toy Story. But until then, we're going to stay on and make sure that you guys are safe. I know that a lot of people are probably still a little bit worried from what we went through last Sunday. And the good news is that we're not looking at winds like last week. Last week, we were looking at 80, 85, 90 mile an hour winds, hurricane-like winds. If you remember the videos that we've been showing you all week, you could see those wind speeds. However, this storm is not like that. You're looking around 60 miles an hour winds. If you have anything loose in your yard, though, that will definitely blow around. So you don't want to be near those windows. You want to make sure that you are using your safe place, maybe sitting in the hallway. If you are worried about your power, this is the time where you could be seeing some possible power outages as well. So charge your phones ahead of the storm. So if you are in Oakland, this storm will be headed your way. This is a heads up. Fayette County, the storm is headed your way as well. The severe thunderstorm warning for Shelby does not expire until 9 p.m. And right now it's 8:52 p.m. So you have a few more minutes, but hey, it's coming. It's moving fast. If you're trying to get your fireworks off, I promise you, you will, but just take it easy, take a few minutes, just relax, and the storm will be passing by. Let's give you another wide look, our entire viewing area and what we are anticipating, because if you are in North Mississippi, you're wondering what's happening. We're not looking at any activity in North Mississippi at all. In fact, no rainfall. You all had a few severe thunderstorm warnings. There was one in Panola County earlier. There was one in Lafayette County, and you could see the difference in the temperatures as those storms continue to move through. Right now, we're not seeing any activity there. The only storm that we're keeping our eye on is this severe thunderstorm warning that is in Shelby County. And it's not all of Shelby County. Here's a closer look at Shelby County. You can see that if you are downtown Memphis, don't worry about it. This is going past you. I know that there is a fireworks show at Graceland, and that right now is in good shape. I know that people are probably out at the Redbirds game. This is perfectly fine. So definitely want to make sure that you are prepared if you are in the Lakeland and Arlington area. Bartlett, we did get a little bit of rainfall from this storm, and I definitely saw the clouds associated with the storm pretty nasty. So you want to make sure that you are taking precaution. National Weather Service is saying that they will probably issue another warning for this storm because it looks like it could be weakening in the Shelby County area, but as it heads into Fayette County, still picking up the 60 mile an hour wind. Also, the hail threat of an inch. Usually we kind of let that go because there's not much you can do about that, but we do know a lot of people are outside. It is a holiday weekend, so it's definitely very imperative that you call your friends, give them a heads up that, hey, this storm is coming. Just wait 10, 15 minutes. It's better for you to be safe than sorry, especially if you live in the Fayette County area. It looks like the storm is definitely about to cross the county line there, but Arlington, you're still getting it bad. Lakeland, good news. The worst of the storm has passed over you. I'm sure you heard thunder, heavy rainfall. There's lightning associated with this storm. Hickory Wythe, one more heads up. This storm is headed your way. If you live on Cherry Road, this storm is literally above you. I'm sure you're seeing the rainfall there already. Eads, it looks like the worst of the storm is going to be staying to the north of you. However, you still have some rainfall coming that way. Seward Road, Chulahoma Road, a little bit south of Hickory Wythe. I know Chulahoma runs pretty far in Shelby County, but it looks like things are moving okay, and you should be okay in that area. However, Oakland, take precautions now. Try to stay inside for at least the next 15, 20 minutes. Feathers Chapel, this storm is coming towards you. Of course, you all are all in Fayette County, but this is a fair heads up. Let's check one more time to see exactly if we're looking at any hail or anything in this storm. And it does look like there is picking up some hail in the worst part of that storm, which just moved through Lakeland. So this is right over Inglewood Place, a little bit north of Eads, and I'll zoom in just a little bit right there next to 269 and Airline Road, Bragg Road, Donaldson Road, Inglewood Place. Once again, some heavy rainfall falling. At the very least, you're looking at possible inch-sized hail. When we look at our hail path, you can see that in the last 45 minutes or so, this storm has definitely produced some type of hail. The size is just probably up in the air, but it looks like the worst of it fell right north of Lakeland there. So hail, high winds, and heavy rainfall are three main threats with this storm. As you see, even a little bit south of Mason, that had a little bit of hail as well. So what you just saw on your screen was our radar, updated. It did a new scan of the storm, and it still shows that hail core right where this purple is on your screen, and I'll circle it, moving right there near Highway 64, past Wolf Chase. So if you're on Wolf Chase, you're clear. But that big purple circle that you see on your screen, that is the worst part of the storm right now. So Oakland, this storm is definitely headed your way. You definitely want to make sure that you are using precautions. And I'll zoom out just a little bit to see the latest scan. It's still a severe thunderstorm warning for Shelby County, and this does not expire until 9 p.m. and it's 8:57 right now. As of right now, we're not seeing any storm reports or not hearing anything from the National Weather Service, but I do kind of want to do a little bit of a refresh so you all can see what's happening. We did have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for Shelby County, but we do not have that anymore. Thankfully, that has been expired. Here's a look there. The only thing that we're looking at is this one severe thunderstorm warning. So if you are around the Mid-South, if you're trying to wait out and see if you want to go see some fireworks, you still have time to do that. This one storm should be complete within the next 30 minutes or so, but you definitely want to make sure that you are, using precautions. And there's still a lot of people without power tonight, so we do want to show you that as well. Still around 10,000 customers here in Shelby County without power. So if you know anybody who doesn't have power that lives in Fayette County, because you can see they're in yellow as well, definitely still a problem. You want to make sure that they are given a heads up that this storm is headed their way. Fayette County people, some of them still do not have power from the storms that went through last week on Sunday. So this is 4 Sundays in a row where we've had severe weather here in Shelby County. Here's a larger look once again, because it's 8:58, so they might cancel Shelby County out of this, and if they don't and they extend it, then we'll have to continue our coverage as well on CW30. We'll pick up there as well. But as of right now, this severe thunderstorm warning is set to expire. But let's talk a little bit about these pop-up isolated storms, because we're going to have plenty of them this week. You want to make sure that you're weather aware, because between around 7:45 and 8:40, this storm literally went from nothing to a full-blown severe thunderstorm warning with 60-mile-an-hour winds. And this is what you can anticipate for this time of the year. This is summer. We all are used to it, but you just have to make sure that you're paying attention, because whenever you have 60-mile-an-hour winds on top of storm damage from last week, you could be seeing trampolines flying, you could see tree limbs, whatever that's loose in people's yard, definitely not secured, definitely a cause for concern. The latest scan shows that this storm is almost completely out of Shelby County, which is good news for Shelby County. However, if you are in Fayette County, it looks like you should just keep your head on a swivel and make sure that you are paying close attention to the forecast and make sure that you are knowing what's going on outside tonight, because this is definitely a concern. Okay, so at 9 o'clock, we will be joining CW. As of right now, if you are in the back, it looks like they could be letting this expire because they haven't said anything about extending it. Yes, so they did. So I will go ahead and toss you guys back. What we'll do is we'll kind of reset here. We are going to go ahead and be on CW30. So if you want to turn over to our sister channel, we'll have a full newscast for you. But for now, we'll return you to Toy Story, and I will keep my eye on these storms as they continue to move through Fayette County.